Hello, my name is Julian Matt. Uh, this is my favorite film genre presentation, and I did it on animated film. Little background before we get into the PowerPoint itself. I've always liked animated films. Seeing them as a kid. It was really fun growing up around like a lot of films. I used to watch movies almost every single day, and I still love movies to this day. But specifically animated ones, I've just always liked the telling of a story through characters and not so much actors. Nothing against that, but it's just the imagination there just is amazing to me that somebody can think about that. So animation in a nutshell is imagination, creativity, and as well as illustration. And what I mean by that is that animated films are ones in which individual drawings, paintings, or illustrations are photographed frame by frame. That's one of the key components of you making an animated film. It's either stop motion, like you've been able to see a lot of different films that have been stop motion, or you are able to create something as well through a program or through through various different programs online where you're able to create your own character in it, but it's also frame by frame, and you're slowly telling a story about it. Let's get into it. I want to get into first with the classic films that I want to look over. As a kid, I used to watch a lot of these films. The majority of them right there on the screen: Lion King, Hercules, and Ice Age. These were probably one of my top favorite 3 films, but specifically I want to talk about Lion King. Now this is not the 2019 one. No. I'm talking about the 1994 one. The real Lion King. Nothing against the new one, just that this one, holds a special place in my heart. Let's look back at the plot of the movie, or the film. A young lion prince is cast out of his pride by his cruel uncle, who claims he killed his father. While the uncle rules with an iron paw, the prince grows up beyond the savannah, living by a philosophy: no worries for the rest of your days. But when his past comes to haunt him, the young prince must decide his fate. In a nutshell, I mean, if you already don't know what Lion King is, yeah, like it's kind of difficult to explain Lion King, but it's honestly, it holds a special place in my heart. Lion King is probably one of my favorite films ever of all time. It's up there. It's definitely up there. In this specific animation, the animation and the score allows for the film to roll very nicely and very smoothly. And the entire 1 and 28 minutes of the film. 1 hour and 28 minutes of the film. Personally, I believe that this film was not so much ahead of its time, but in a sense that it paved the way for other animated films in the future. And yeah, so like I said, I grew up watching these films, and when you later see the next modern films and you see the other films that continue on, you can see little aspects that were taken from The Lion King as well. Award-winning films. We see all these 3 films right here that I put on the PowerPoint: Finding Nemo, Happy Feet, and Shrek. They were all award-winning films in their own years. Let's take the movie Shrek. In 2002, was able to win the Best Animated Feature Film, beating Pixar's Monsters, Inc., which is kind of crazy to me. I mean, Monsters, Inc. was pretty good, but Shrek, but I mean, that just shows, how good this film was at the time. Was also nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay of the Year as well. Let's look at Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo, definitely up there with me with Lion King. But both of those 2 films, I truly hold dearly, and I love, honestly. Finding Nemo was all over the place in 2004. They were able to beat out Brother Bear for the best animated film. They also received various nominations for screenplay, score, as well as sound editing that year. And we then are going to take a look at modern animated films as well. When I think about modern animated films, I think about the abundance of colors that it provides an audience. These modern films now that we look at that are animated, you can see the giant jump. Like, I'm gonna give you an example, kind of like Lion King. We can take Lion King, and let's put the one that I want to give you here, Spider-Man. You see it right there, right? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We can see a lot of color, right? A lot of color in the Lion King. Various, very nice textures, very nice palettes. But then we look at Into the Spider-Verse, or Spider-Man, right? We look into this world, and we can see frame by frame the amount of color and the amount of, amazement. It's kind of crazy to me, because like how far we've gone and how quickly the animated film scene has gone to basically show just how breathtaking these colors are when they show it on the film, and it takes the audience's breath away when you go see it at a theater, or you go see it at home. This is this is a very colorful film. We can see the score of this specific film, Spider-Man. It uses a lot of music used today. It was based on a soundtrack. A lot of the music on the soundtrack is music that we constantly listen, either radio music or it's music that we listen on the daily. There was a lot of songs on there that was, everybody knows it was this one song. Yeah, Post Malone, Sway Lee, it was this Sunflower. Everybody knows that song. You probably hear it on the radio constantly. And they were able to put this modern twist towards Spider-Man that we haven't been able to see in other films previously. And the storyline as well. It was an amazing storyline for this movie, honestly, and it was just really, really smooth how they were able to transition from character to character and bounce from different Spider-Man and different Spider-Verses. It was just one of those movies that it was amazing, and it did amazing. And yeah, that's the end of my presentation. All right.